And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes, and I really hate to give 2K credit, I really do, but what they did today was cool. It's a cool thing. So if you guys haven't been paying attention to 2K today, they're giving us a free Opal Quantum Luka. Granted, of course, it's locked behind challenges, but the challenges themselves aren't really that terrible. We also got a free James Donaldson, which I'll put the code on the screen for later. So we got 27 rebounds with James Donaldson, 7 blocks, which seems really annoying, but James Donaldson is a really, really good card in regards to blocks. It's about the only thing he does incredibly well, blocks and rebounds. And get 1 triple-double with Mavericks. Shooting guard, which is terrible. Win a TTO game with 3 Mavericks players, which is going to be rough. They're very expensive on the market right now. 20 assists with Mavericks point guards in a single challenge game. Very doable. 46 points with Mavericks point guards over multiple TT or TTO games, and then score 75 points with James Donaldson. That and the triple-double challenge are going to be the most annoying ones, no question. But in order to get James Donaldson, we do have a locker code, which I'll just type in real quick on screen. Like, as far as James Donaldson goes, I mean, the best way I can describe him is he's Art Gilmore that we got last season, just slightly better defensively. So it's GO James Donaldson Mavs 42. Mavs 42 is all one word, which I'll leave it up on the screen for a second. So if you already have the locker code and don't care, just skip forward like 30 seconds. Yeah, I mean, all things considered, like, he's going to be is he a usable free card? No. I mean, is he going to be helpful if we have to use Mavs players for spotlight sims? Absolutely. So Mavs 40. So GAO James Donaldson Mavs 40. I think I said 42, my bad. I've been playing a lot of MLB The Show. So yeah, I mean, all things considered, like, whatever. A free card that's this good defensively is fine, especially because it's from a locker code. You don't have to do challenges to get James Donaldson, which is typically what 2K would do. They'd put a bunch of challenges locked in order to get James Donaldson, and then you'd have to do challenges to get Luka. So, like I said, he's not bad. He's 7'2", 275 pounds. He's a big boy for sure. 80 ball handle, which is, honestly, I'm shocked by that. But if you remember last year, we had an Amethyst James Donaldson from, I believe, TakeOver. That was like one of the most slept on cards last year as far as defensive ability. He used to kill it in TTO. 99 shot contest, 99 block shot, 5 foul tendency, 0 take charge. Relatively solid. He's in monster defensively, and if you play him in TTO, you're going to get stuff done, man. For sure. You're going to get these challenges done. Like, it's taken me longest to score points with this card rather than block shots and get rebounds. So the team I was running in TT would be this squad right here. James Donaldson is going to be the only card above a Sapphire, and the reason for that is just for matchup purposes. So I run Reward Daquan Cook, Reward Greg Anthony, and James Donaldson. Like, that's who I run. This is the squad right here. Donaldson's just down there to get boards, block shots, and get the occasional putback, score some points. Daquan Cook and Greg Anthony are going to make sure that you win the triple threat games and you're not just in there for no reason, because they're low overall cards that are significantly better than their actual gem level. Like, Daquan Cook, realistically, is, like, I would say, ability-wise, somewhere around like a Ruby or a low-tier Amethyst, and Greg Anthony is about a Amethyst level, talent level, trapped in a Sapphire card. If you don't have Daquan Cook because you weren't playing before, like, it's no big deal. There's other guys you can use. If you have that Steph Curry or that Kobe or that Michael Jordan, those can be used. JJ Redick you can get for 3 tokens, and he's a really good option as well. Just because he keeps your overall low, but he can hit 3-pointers. Even someone like Bojan or Klay Thompson, like, work just fine. You just want a couple guys who can shoot in James Donaldson, and you want to keep the overall on the other 2 guys as much as, like, as low as humanly possible. Now, like, most people can just win with James Donaldson and 2 opals or whatever, but this is just a tip for someone who's having a little, kind of a tough time in triple threat with James Donaldson. I mean, if you want to go and turn Greg Anthony or Daquan Cook into a Ruby and go that route, maybe you want David Wesley or Kevin Porter Jr. or somebody in the mix, that's fine. Whoever you can use to really help you out. Okoro is a good option, or my boy Matt Bonner really throws it down. Clem Haskins is good too. Dennis Smith Jr. or even the starter Derrick Rose or Russell Westbrook are good options as well. So, hey, just trying to help out a little bit. Now, Mavericks TTO is rough, just because TTO is incredibly sweaty on both gens right now. It doesn't really matter which one you're playing. I feel like it's a bit easier on current, but that's just me. There's just more players, so the matchmaking works a little better. Now, as far as getting the triple threat with a shooting guard, you're going to want to go to Spotlight Sims and do one of these pro difficulty triple threats. There's a couple of them that are pretty solid for this. I would say, which one? I have to find them because I haven't done them in a little bit. This one right here, 2003 Skills Challenge with Jason Kidd and a couple other people, is not bad. That's one I've done a few times for rebound-based challenges. There's one specific one that's really good, and I can't remember what it is right off the top of my head, because I usually do the Skills Challenge one, or I'll go do this one in the early 90s. Where's that one at? I think it's 90, 91, 93, right? Yep, the three-point contest one with Craig Hodges. This one's really nice. I like that one for rebound-based challenges when I have to use point guards. The team you're playing is really small. Any of these will work just fine. They'll definitely be easier than like the actual challenge ones that we've been getting for the rewind packs. Like, those are a little tougher because they're more well-balanced teams, but going against Craig Hodges and co on pro difficulty is definitely going to be your best bet. I would just replay that one a bunch of times, honestly. Or the Jason Kidd one. Just kind of depends which one you're feeling. But as far as like what card you should use, I tried to do a few different cards before I actually got it done. And the thing that you need to remember is it does not have to be a primary position shooting guard. They just have to have played shooting guard. I tried doing it with Jim Jackson, and that was an absolute nightmare. My man was not trying to rebound anything out here. Dennis Smith Jr., same. His rebound stats are very low. Your best bet is to run a Luka guard. It doesn't matter which Luka guard. All of them rebound very well, so it doesn't matter. If you have this exchange one or can exchange for this exchange one, he's the best because his badge count will lead you to the most success. But it's not really necessary. He has a decent three-point shot. He has good interior defense, and he rebounds pretty well. Most importantly, he's a bit faster than the other ones. These guys are kind of sluggish, but they still rebound the ball relatively well. So, look, for a shooting guard to have an upper 80s rebound, pretty solid. Now, Luka himself, if you don't have any of these, he's going to be expensive on the marketplace because people know, like, this is what it is. But even if you have a Series 1 shooting guard Luka, he still rebounds well enough that you'll be just fine. Those are he's 6'7", he's big, he's a little husky, like, Luka's a little chonkers, so he'll definitely be able to get in the mix and get some rebounds, and obviously he'll be able to throw assists, and scoring's not too big of a problem with Luka in general. Mavericks TTO players. That one's so rough, dude. That one's so rough, man. Oh, man. It's just because TTO is so sweaty right now because everyone's trying to get Bailey Howell and they're trying to get Alex English for some reason as well. And there's some diamond players you can get to stack MT. But all the price for all of the Mavericks players are up significantly. Like, Dirk was like 25K yesterday. 30 at the absolute most. And granted, he's only gone up about what appears to be 5K generally, somewhere between 5 and 10K. Still, pretty rough. But Dirk would be a card I would definitely, if you were going to spend MT on this anyway to get Luka, like, Dirk would be a good option. Like, Maxi Kleber for 20K isn't terrible, but it's still kind of a rough price for him. Like, Maxi Kleber's solid, but he's not 20K solid at this point in the game. Like, he's just not. But, I mean, if you only need one more Mavericks player to really try to get those TTO games done, what's 20K for Luka Doncic, you know? It is what it is. Dennis Smith Jr. is pretty solid. I'm running Dennis Smith, Maxi Kleber, and Dirk as my squad. Hopefully that works out. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. Like, I've been not having a whole lot of luck over here in the TTO spectrum. Now, if you want to go cheesy with it and try to get a quick dub, hopefully you match up with a bot or something like that, you could just run the 3 silver action. Like, or you could run 2 silvers and, like, Sapphire Dennis Smith Jr. or like something of that nature. It's just tough. I wouldn't run Sean Bradley, but honestly, Josh Richardson, like gold Josh Richardson or gold Tim Hardaway Jr. are pretty good options. You could run like Bojan, Courtney Lee, and then like one of those guys, and hopefully you get matched up with bots. If not, you might have to play it out, but at least you have a decent enough roster that maybe you can squeak a win out. That would be something I would say would work. Like, I'm probably going to do that if I'm really struggling. Or you can use Gold Luka if you ended up getting that card at the beginning of the year. He's not very good, but... Or, yeah, honestly, Silver Trey Burke's not terrible. Any of the Trey Burke cards are solid. At least he has Trey Burke base. He can at least time that jump shot pretty well. I don't recommend this as a guaranteed way to get wins or anything, but if you're really struggling and you're on your, like, last leg, man, and you're just like, I want this Luka so bad and I need to do something, that's the best way to go about it. This card kind of shocked me a little bit, man. Dennis Smith Jr.'s price has exploded, man. He's over 20K. This card was 2,000 MT yesterday. I'm not even joking. He was legit 2,000 MT. So if you got the Luka challenge done, or you don't need Dennis Smith Jr. at all, like, I would sell him. You'll get a free like 25 plus K for that card, because somebody will buy him for sure. Should they? Absolutely not, but they will. So I sold my Luka for 100K, which I probably shouldn't have done, but then again, it's a free 100K because I am going to get the other free one. Granted, mine wasn't even really that badged up, so I'm not even really too worried about it, but the lowest this Luka is going to drop is 70K, because most people are going to get the free Luka and keep him. A majority of people are not going to sell the free Luka unless they have a Luka already. So, and if they have the hero Luka, they'll probably pick up the free one just to sell him, but I sold him for 100K before his value goes too low, and maybe his value goes above 100K, but I really don't think it will anymore. So if you already have Luka and you plan on grinding him, maybe grind it up as fast as possible. That way you can get at least like a free 70 or 80K. Worst case scenario, you're doing those challenges for like a big chunk of MT. But people are putting up their badged up Lukas for 100K, so there is opportunities to come up on a much better card. If you plan on grinding for this Luka anyway, you could come up on one with a good amount of Hoff badges added to it, and then you could sell the other one, and you're not really losing too much MT that way. There's some up here with like 36 badges, 36 Hoff badges, 31, 32. Honestly, if you pick that one up for 100K and then you get your Luka and you put him right back up for 90 to 100K, you're not losing that much, and it's like a pretty good come up. All right, so the cards that came out yesterday, I didn't do a market video, but I did want to talk about them a little bit. T-Mac and all those guys haven't really dropped too much. Isaiah Ryder. I keep wanting to call him JR Ryder, but that's because shout out to Dipset. Shout out to JR Ryder. I wonder what he's up to right now. I don't know. I was about to start singing JR Ryder songs, but I don't really feel like doing that right now. There's like 4 old heads that are probably super hyped about this. Isaiah Ryder's good. Like, especially for his price. I mean, as far as 2 guards that you can buy for around 20K, like, Isaiah Ryder's good. And if you remember his diamond card at the beginning of the year, like, he has some of the best dunk animations in this entire game, especially over on current gen. On current gen, Isaiah is about to just dunk on everyone. I'm pretty sure his nickname is JR. Anyways, he can dunk over anybody at any time. I don't know what's up with his dunking animations, because just looking at the signatures, they don't look much different from a lot of players in the game. But there's just something about Isaiah Ryder early on where he was just booming on everybody, dude. His contact dunks were off the chain. Now, don't look at the ugly card art here that looks like I made it on 2K MT Central and think he's not good. He's nice. He's definitely nice. Is he as well-rounded as someone like Pink Diamond Kyle Korver? Not necessarily, no. But he's still a fun-looking card. Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp's going for relatively cheap. You can probably get him for, if not right around 150, slightly cheaper, maybe slightly more expensive. With 8 minutes left, he's at 138, so he probably goes up to somewhere around 175, all things said and done. Around the same price Blake Griffin is selling for. Card by card wise, like, they're very comparable. Like, there's not too much of a difference between Blake Griffin and Sean Kemp as far as, like, the way they play. Jump shots are obviously different. Sean Kemp's a little bit better of, like, a ball handler and stuff like that, whereas Blake's a little bit bigger, a little thicker. But, I mean, all things considered, they're not really that different. Like, at the end of the day, Blake has this huge crash tendency, which you may think he's going to rebound more, but that just means that if he's outside of the paint, he's going to fly in and attempt to rebound more, which could kill you on the fast break. So, fast Blake. If you're someone who pushes the ball up tempo and runs a lot of fast break stuff, Sean Kemp is actually going to be a better option than Blake Griffin for you, for the most part. He moves. Speed-wise, they're about the same, but it appears that Sean Kemp moves a little bit faster just because he's just got a skinnier player build. But Sean Kemp's jump shot I don't think is as good as Blake Griffin's, but I'm like a big Blake stan this year, so I guess it's kind of hard for me to really say that. Blake has better hot zones, I will say. Not like jump shot 23 is bad or anything, but I just don't like it. It's only on quick, too. That's the other thing. It's not on very quick. It's just on quick, which I think is kind of a negative. I still think Blake's a little bit better because of that. Miles Bridges. Look, there's no reason that this card should be the same or more expensive than Isaiah Ryder. Miles Bridges is pretty solid, right? he's relatively good, but I think for what he brings to your team, there's other guys that do that for a significantly smaller MT amount. Like, don't get me wrong, card is good. I've been using him in TTO and stuff, and he's been fun to use, but I personally do not think he's worth the price. But if you want to stock up on him for future Hornets challenges and stuff, not bad. His jump shot 86 on very quick is solid. You know what? I was clowning on my man Cassius Stanley, but this card is actually sneaky fire. Now it's going to get lost because we have so many good diamond point guards right now where it comes to like Brogdon, Shumpert, Tyrese Halliburton and stuff, that Cassius Stanley is going to fall by the wayside a little bit. But he's really good. He's incredibly fast. He's got a nice jump shot. Like, he makes a lot of whites. I like this card a lot, especially over on Next Gen. Other than that, it has been your boy Cheap Loots. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Are you going for Luka or are you not? I recommend everybody go for him. That's a free GO. I definitely think he's been nerfed, but he's still incredibly good, especially for Maverick Spotlight Sims, which we're definitely getting at some point. Hey, I might make another video later. I'm not sure. I'm recording the podcast. If you care at all about the podcast, comment down below. I don't really pimp it too much because, like, I'm not trying to pander to you guys. But, you know, if you care, it's there. Anyways, have a good day, guys.